Hey guys, it's so good to see you again. I appreciate all of you guys joining in. I just wanted to do this today to kind of give you a proper farewell and goodbye. I'm going to miss you guys so much. I had a wonderful year this year. You guys have made my first year teaching absolutely amazing. I could have not asked for anything better, and I'm never going to forget you guys, especially with everything that we've kind of been through this year. So, you guys have sent in a couple of questions, and hopefully I will be able to answer some of them for you. We'll spend the first little bit talking about kind of business oriented stuff, school stuff, and then the last bit will be answering any questions that you guys may have sent in that are maybe a little more personal. So let's get started. First is grading. I have been diligently working on grading your stuff. I started yesterday, but then there are still some things that are trickling in. And what I will do is I will be willing to accept any of the work that maybe you have not turned in up until Sunday night. So I will be grading this weekend, and I should have everything graded and done by Monday. So you have until Sunday at midnight to get things turned in. One other thing, so fourth quarter is pass or fail. You guys know that. I liked putting everything into PowerSchool to give you an idea of maybe what you were missing or what you were struggling with, and to see what you maybe needed some help with. So fourth quarter will be pass or fail. You will see either I think it's PS or FS. PS is you passed, FS is you failed. You will still be able to see the assignments, but there's going to be no percentage grade for fourth quarter. It will, again, just be pass or fail. Now, if for some reason you, let's say, fail fourth quarter, that failing grade will also affect your semester 2 grade, and it could potentially affect your final grade. Now, with that being said, most of you have done enough work this fourth quarter to get your grade as a passing. So look for that. So fourth quarter, you'll see change. Your overall second semester grade, you'll see change. And then you'll also see your final grade. All this should be done by Monday. So again, you can continue to submit work if maybe you haven't up until Sunday night, and then you'll see your grades on Monday. Okay. The second question I had a lot of was Chromebooks. What's going to happen with your Chromebooks? So you should be receiving some information via email from Daniel Morgan Middle School. I know a lot of you 8th graders were kind of worried, but from my understanding, don't quote me on this, is that you will keep your Chromebook possibly for the summer, and then you'll just take it with you when you go next year, and then they'll work things out. Now, that could very well change. That's the last that I heard. So make sure that you just look through your emails, watch in the mail for maybe some letters and some explanations. So with that being said, make sure that you guys really keep track and take good care of your Chromebooks, because if you have to use it next year, you don't want to start out the year with a broken Chromebook. All right. For the 7th graders, you guys asked what's going to happen with the Accelerated Science program. We're still up in the air about that. Hopefully you guys were able to log on. I think maybe you had a JLab to do. That's probably the only thing that we assigned over this little break. If you didn't do it, don't worry about it. We should have information coming out about that via email and mail over the next couple of weeks. It might take a little longer, but as far as I know, we should still be having Earth Science next year. Again, don't quote me, anything can change. So we'll see how that goes, but just make sure that you're checking your mail frequently, and hopefully we'll have it. Summer school, kind of the same thing with summer school. Make sure that you keep an eye on your mail and your email, and they should be sending information out about summer school. If for some reason maybe you didn't pass or you need to make up some work, especially with this fourth quarter. I know that maybe some of you didn't have internet access, or maybe some of you got a late start, or maybe you didn't do quite as well. Some teachers may require you to complete summer school. Now, is that summer school going to be in person? I'm not sure. It could also just be maybe via online like we have been doing. So again, Ms. Buckley, Ms. Mason, all those people will communicate with you as far as what's going to happen and if you have to attend summer school. You also asked about maybe the start of the school year next year. As of right now, we are scheduled to start on time. But again, that could change on a day-to-day basis. If we do start on time, it'll be first week, second week of August that we'll be going back to school. not sure how that's going to look. Might be some new practices and things that we have to do. But again, it's kind of all up in the air. What I would say to worrying about if we're going to start on time next year or what school going to look like next year, I'd say don't worry about it at all. Enjoy your summer, guys. Get outside and have fun. We have been on the Chromebook and using internet so much over the past 7 weeks that I know probably for the first month and a half of summer, I will not open my computer at all. So take a break from technology, enjoy your summer, go play with your friends, be outside, and just enjoy your time off, okay? You guys have worked really hard, so you deserve a break. So yeah, who knows what that'll bring. I'm sure your parents will receive information about that shortly. Okay, so a lot of you asked what you're going to be learning in science next year. Well, if you are an upcoming 8th grader, so 7th grade to 8th grade, you're going to be kind of brushing up on things that you did in 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. So we're going to be touching solar systems and planets. We're going to talk about cells. We are also going to talk about biomes. And as always, the scientific method. You guys will learn that from here until your scientific career ends. Even if you go to college, you'll still learn about the scientific method. So we do a lot of fun things. 8th grade has quite a few more labs than 7th grade did, so you guys should enjoy that. I plan on incorporating more hands-on activities for us just to get away from the Chromebook. If you're like me, you don't ever want to use this thing again, but we will. I will, try to incorporate some digital learning as we go, but yeah, so that's going to be your upcoming 8th grade year. As far as 8th graders moving to 9th grade, I think it's a little bit of earth science, maybe some physical science. I'm not really sure what you guys are going to do, but it will be fun. High school science to me was always a little bit more hands-on and I guess adventurous than middle school science. You guys will hopefully get to go outside a lot more. I know earth science I love earth science. It's a lot of fun, guys. You might take some biology classes. Biology classes, you may get to dissect things. You may get to look at different genomes. There's an abundance of things that you're going to do in high school science. I would suggest that you take as many as you can, especially if you like science. Talk with your guidance counselor, and maybe you take a science class each semester or each year. So again, your guidance counselor for high school will let you know what you're going to be taking and what you can do with that. But upcoming 8th graders, we're going to have a lot of fun. Now that I've got my first year teaching under my belt, I know kind of what we can do, what works, what didn't work. And yeah, so I think we'll have a really good time. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you 7th graders next year. I know some of you, if we do have the accelerated science program, you guys will move on to earth science, so you won't have me. But for all those who maybe didn't go on to earth science, you will have me, and we'll have a lot of fun. So science next year should be pretty interesting. So graduation, I know some of you 8th graders asked about graduation because every year Daniel Morgan does a little graduation ceremony promoting you and moving you on to high school. I have not heard anything as of yet if we are going to do something like that. That may come at a later date. When we find out a little bit more. So if we do, again, just check the mail, keep your eye on your email, and hopefully we'll hear something about that. Now, with that being said, what I would love to do is, when we do all go back to school, I'd love to see you all again and do something together. Maybe it's a field day with us, or it's just simply having some snacks and signing each other's yearbooks. Guys, that's one thing I'm going to truly miss, is getting to write in everybody's yearbook, or you guys getting to write in my yearbook and tell me. I know I did a lot of surveys here toward the end, asking you what you liked and what you didn't like about science class. And the reason for that is I need to know what I need to change. A lot of you hated Frayer models. Completely understand. Maybe we won't do those next year. Maybe we'll do something similar, but not quite like it. You guys really enjoyed labs, so I want to incorporate more labs. So anytime that you guys get a survey like that from your teacher, be brutally honest. You're not going to hurt our feelings because we want to get better. But for those of you who enjoyed the class, I'm so glad that you did, and I'm glad you got to have fun with your friends, and that maybe science is a little more fun now. Okay, so celebration, graduation. Not sure if it's going to happen, but if it does, you will receive some kind of information about that. Hopefully very soon. And if not, you guys, 7th graders, I will see you. You'll be in the hall with me next year because you're going to be moving up to 8th grade. But my 8th graders who are moving to high school, I won't get to see you. So I will miss you tremendously. So make sure you come back to visit us all. Okay. Because I know my upcoming 8th graders, they're going to need mentors, and you guys are the perfect people to be mentors for them. Okay, so I think that's all the business aspect. If you have other questions about school or year end or what's going to happen, use the little chat thing over here to the right and ask your question, and I'll make sure to address it. So a couple other questions that I got, kind of more on the fun side of things from the Google form that we did. One question was what I enjoyed about science class. Well, I enjoyed kind of everything. I miss having a routine. I miss you guys coming in and reading my very corny memes that are on the board. And by the way, I found out that I can make my own memes now. So be prepared for that next year, upcoming 8th graders, because they're going to be even cornier and a lot more fun. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed, getting just to teach to you guys and really getting to break down. I know the digital learning thing has been hard for me because sometimes when I explain things you guys don't understand and you guys tell me, hey, Miss Wood, that made absolutely no sense. And here I don't have that from you guys through the digital learning because you guys aren't there to stop me. So, I really enjoyed just getting to interact with you and getting you started on a project and coming around and talking with you individually. And I miss how you guys used to make me laugh every day, or maybe somebody in 8th period who used to point out all my spelling errors or pointed out that I had maybe 2 number 6s on a quiz. So I miss that, guys. I miss you keeping me in check and keeping me on my toes. I don't have that now. And as I go back and I look at some of the posts that I made, I've made all kinds of spelling errors and no one's there to point it out for me anymore. But, I just really enjoyed getting to know you guys, and I miss that. It's so hard to do that via digital learning. So yeah, that's what I enjoyed about class. So I did have a question come in. What are we going to do about SOLs? I have no idea yet what we're going to do about SOLs. I know you guys kind of got a free pass this year. The whole state of Virginia got a free pass. So everybody's kind of advancing on. Will you have to retake them? I don't know. I would probably say not. You'll just move on to the next. So the information that you learn, try to keep it in the back of your head because you'll probably see that again on an SOL somewhere. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But as of right now, you're SOL free. So kudos to you. 8th graders, you only had to get 2 done. So I think you had a bunch more scheduled. So luckily you kind of got out of those. I've never been a fan of SOLs, but that's between us. Okay. So if you have questions, keep bringing them in, guys. The next question that I got was favorite thing about each class. So my classes were all very different. Some of them were very big, loud, and rambunctious. And then some of them were a little meek, mild, and quiet. So 2nd period, I love seeing you guys in the morning. You guys got me woken up, and if there was anything wrong with my lesson plan, I was able to figure that out working with you guys because you would definitely let me know. In essence, you guys are kind of like my guinea pigs. As I taught, maybe something didn't work out and I was able to adjust it for the next couple of classes. But you guys always bared with me, and, you guys are just really wonderful. We had a couple of additions in that class, which just made it grow even more. I think we ended up with 29 kids in that class. So that was a rather large class that we had, but I enjoyed you guys. A couple of you were extremely talkative, but we worked through it, and you guys, were super wonderful. 4th period, another challenging class. I would say that you guys probably gave me more gray hair than anything, but by the end of the year, you became one of my favorite classes. You guys really buckled down and you worked hard, and you showed me that I needed to develop different teaching styles for different kids. You guys really made me grow this year, and I appreciate, you 4th period. We created a lot of good bonds, and I watched you guys grow from annoying little 8th graders up into potentially wonderful high school kids. You guys really impressed me by the end of the year. And I know if we would have got to spend the last 7 weeks together, you would have impressed me even more. Sixth period, we were a really small class, and I really enjoyed that because we got some one-on-one attention. You guys were always working hard on everything. We always had extra time at the end. We played lots of gym kits. So you guys were really great. And there were a lot of young leaders in that class. I saw a lot of students really help out other students in that class. Maybe it wasn't specifically with science. Maybe it was growing as individuals and you were a shoulder for somebody to cry on. So sixth period, you were great. Seventh period, you guys were always on track. Had a couple seating arrangements a couple times, but you guys were, for the most part, really good. You guys worked very hard. Maybe some of you like to read while I was teaching, but I can't knock you for wanting to read. Overall, though, you guys were just a really good class. Again, you were one of those classes who got things done extremely early and always had some free time at the end. And then eighth period, you guys were definitely a handful. You kept me on my toes. Like I said, you always let me know when I messed up or had 2 number 6s on a quiz or misspelled things. But you guys were a lot of fun. You challenged me. You asked questions that were definitely outside the box. And so I have now developed kind of a backup plan for when I teach and being prepared to answer all those questions that I never thought I'd have to answer. So, I really loved all of you guys. Each class had their own dynamic, and I think you guys all worked well together. So, yeah, so that's kind of my long spiel about my favorite thing about each class. The next was somebody asked me who my favorite student was. Can't do that, guys. You guys are all my favorite students. Everybody brought something different to the table. You guys were unique and fun in your own way. You can't compare 2 students because everybody's different. And I got to see that more as we did this digital learning. It was in a way nice because I got to know some of you a little better because maybe in class we didn't get talked so much. So no, Mr. Fox, I don't have a favorite student, and no, I'm not stalling. But I really enjoyed all of you guys at least once. No, I'm just kidding. So the next, what are my summer plans? So I've kind of got a jump start on my summer plans. I've been going out most every weekend to West Virginia somewhere, or maybe to the mountains, and I'm going fossil hunting. I love fossil hunting. So my sister and I will go up and we'll just play in the rocks. I found some really cool and fun specimens. Maybe we'll do a video one day about all the different fossils that I have. My house is literally covered in rocks. There's not a corner that doesn't have a rock. I remember when I went to Ireland, the gentleman who helped me put my suitcase in the taxi said, "Oh my gosh, what do you have in here?" Rocks, because it was so heavy. And yeah, I do have rocks. So I'll be doing a lot of fossil hunting. I'll be doing a lot of gardening. I started my garden this year a little early, and my garden is actually a little over 1 acre. So I was very ambitious. It's been a lot of work. So yeah, I'll do that. Go on lots of hikes with my dogs. Just, anything outside to get away from technology. I've had enough technology probably in the past 7 weeks to do me a lifetime. Unfortunately, though, I will have to be on technology because I am continuing my education. I have a couple of teaching classes that I'll take this summer, and then I will hopefully be starting my master's program at Virginia Tech in soil and crop science. So school never ends for me. I absolutely love school, guys. There's nothing like learning new things every day. I'm not somebody who reads a lot, but I do enjoy reading when it's about something that I like. Here lately, I've been reading a lot of the books that I have on birds because we have an abundance of birds, as you guys saw on I think one slideshow that I made about the little killdeer eggs. Hopefully they'll be hatching soon. I know the first batch that came and laid, a possum actually ate all those little eggs. So they did lay more eggs, or maybe they're 2 different killdeer that have laid eggs. So when they hatch, I will definitely show you guys pictures. So yeah, bird watching, just, I'm a super nerd, guys. I love science. Anything, that's fun. Like today, I'll be watching the space shuttle take off at 3:22. I posted the link for you guys on Google Classroom. Hopefully you guys will watch that too. It's it's an absolutely amazing experience to get to watch something like that. So step outside your comfort zone this summer. I know I will be doing that, and just trying to experience new things. So yeah, I've read some of your guys' summer plans. I'm jealous of all of you that are going to the beach. I don't know if I will get to go to the beach this summer, but I love the beach. While you're at the beach, look for fossils, look for all those seashells and maybe shark teeth, and do all that fun stuff. All right, so kind of more specific questions, and I think I know who some of these came from, but one question was, did I get ARC? No, I have not gotten ARC yet, but you guys made it sound super fun and super appealing, and I know I have at least 2 young men who I can go to learn everything that I need to about ARC, so I will be getting that this summer, and I will be playing because you guys made it seem so fun. So yes. Next question, my favorite Law and Order episode. That was a little random. I don't remember telling you guys that I like Law and Order, but I absolutely do. I binge it all the time. I recently got Hulu. Who knew it was so much better than Netflix? So I have been watching a lot of Law and Order. I like the SVU. I like the older ones, but I don't think I have a favorite episode. So there we go. Somebody told me to tell you guys to be safe and wash your hands. So, or as I would say, like I did in class, be safe and wash your fingers. So just make sure that you are doing that. Yeah, I think that's, all the questions I got. There is one question that I saved for last, and I think it was a really good question. So the question was, what advice do I have for people going in high school? So what I want to do first is say the advice that I have maybe for people that are going from 7th to 8th grade. So as you guys move from 7th to 8th grade, you know how the middle school works, okay? You've been there once, so you know how the hallways work. You know what you're supposed to do. You know how you're going to move from one area to the next area. You know where you can and you can't go. You know how to behave in the lunchroom. So just abide by the rules, guys, and get to class on time. There's nothing that aggravates a teacher more than you not getting to class on time. So get to class on time, stay focused, ask questions if you have them. Don't sit there in silence and struggle. I am not a mind reader. I'm still working on that. Maybe one day I will be. So just ask questions when you have them, guys. Don't be afraid. Go back to visit your old teachers. Advice for upcoming 8th graders, have fun and work hard. You're getting prepared to go to the next step, which is high school. And the better that you do in middle school, the further that you're going to go along in high school. Okay. So now my advice for my 8th graders going to high school. First advice, don't be afraid, guys. Nothing's really changing. It's a new school. There's going to be more people. I know I've heard some of you guys talk about, all the different horror stories that you've heard and, how there are different cliques and what have you. But to be honest, I know my freshman year of high school, I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to be so scary and people were going to be so mean and, I was never going to get all my work done. But it's not like that. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to meet a lot of new people. You're going to really start to come into yourself. You're going to find things that you like that maybe you never thought that you liked. Okay. Don't be afraid to just be yourself. Look at me. I collect rocks. So don't be afraid to do what you love and what makes you happy. Don't do things that make other people happy. That's kind of the advice I have for absolutely everybody. Do things that make you happy. But when you go to high school, try new things. I would say the more involved you are in, your academics and taking classes that may challenge you. You may be doing a lot of outside work. Everything's not going to get done in school. I promise you that. You will have homework and you will have to work extremely hard to get good grades. But I know each and every one of you that I've had this year, you guys are fully capable of doing that. So take those challenging classes. Join clubs and groups. I'm not sure what kind of clubs and groups are at the high school yet, but join them. Try something out. Maybe there's a drama club. Try it. You don't like it, you can always move on to a different club. Or maybe there's a science club or a math club. Just try it, guys. The more active you are in high school, number one, it's going to keep you out of trouble. Number two, it's going to look great on your college transcript. Or maybe you don't want to go to college right after high school, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe you want to go to trade school, or maybe you just want to get a job. But it's always nice to have that. You're transcript is there forever. If you're like me, I graduated from high school and I didn't go directly into college. I went to work, but I always had all those activities that I did in high school on my transcript. So it was always nice for people to see that. So join clubs, try different things. Now's your time to really figure out what you like. If you're athletic, join sports. Even if you're not athletic, join sports, guys. It's always fun to be a part of a team. You may not be the greatest basketball player, or you may not be the greatest tennis player or football player, but if you join the team, you guys are going to find friendships that will last a lifetime. So get involved. Same thing for the eighth graders, upcoming eighth graders. Guys, join groups, join teams, talk to Mr. States or whomever to get a club going, okay? We're never going to say no to a fun club, okay? We just want you to do things that you like, and we want you to be involved. So upcoming high schoolers and eighth graders, get involved as much as you can in your school. Don't be afraid to be overwhelmed, because the more you're involved, I promise, the better it's going to be. More things for high school. Like I said, just don't be afraid. Get to know people. You never know. Don't judge people because somebody says something about them. That person could be your best friend, and you just may not know it yet. Study hard, work hard in classes. Don't get behind. Same thing with the upcoming eighth graders. Guys, tell your teacher if you don't understand. They will find time to sit down with you. And if they don't, you can always come back to me. And I'll be more than happy. I'm always at the school. So come back and I'll help you, or find a teacher that you trust to help you go over things to really understand it. So yeah, don't fall behind because you're too afraid to ask. The only dumb question is the question not asked. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you guys are going to do great in high school. There's really not a lot to be prepared for. I would say the most thing that you have to be prepared for is the amount of work that you're going to have. You're going to have to study harder. Okay. You're going to have to do a lot of outside work. And I know you guys hate homework, but now's the time. Okay. I would suggest, if there is a club after school that you can stay and do your work, do it. I know me, when I was in college, if I came home and I had work to do, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to sit down and I was going to watch TV, or I was going to go outside and play with the dogs. But I found if I stayed after school for an hour or so, I would get my work done. So find a rhythm that works for you guys. Find a routine and a schedule that works for you. That's really all I got. I know that you guys are going to be super successful. Seventh graders upcoming to eighth, and eighth going to ninth. You guys are going to do great. Throughout the year, I watched each and every one of you grow. Seventh graders, I watched you turn into future whiny eighth graders. But by the end of your eighth grade year, you're going to be wonderful high school students. Okay. I had a lot of fun. You guys have made my first year teaching unbelievable. I don't think that in my life I ever thought I wanted to teach, but after this first year, I don't think I would ever want to do anything else. I enjoy getting to see you guys grow, and I enjoy teaching you something and seeing that little light bulb go off in your head when you finally get it. That makes me happy, and that makes me feel like I'm doing my job. I know a lot of you had said some very kind words about my teaching and my style. And, you know, I love it, guys. If I ever do something that you don't like, let me know. I want to change it, because if you don't tell me, I won't know. All right. So I've rambled on for almost 30 minutes. I'm sorry. And Mr. Fox, I am glad that you are Serve Safe certified for the quarantine. So if I need some help, I will come to you. I know I have been working on my teaching classes. I am CPR. First aid certified. So there we go. Yeah. So just make sure you come back and visit, guys. If you ever want me to do an experiment or a YouTube video, just let me know. I will probably be a little bored this summer, and I will miss you guys. So just, food handling. Excellent, Hudson. I have come to you for any kind of lunch that I need. All right. So yeah, just let me know, guys. Email me. You guys have my email forever. Don't forget, even if I'm not your teacher next year, feel free to shoot me an email and say hi. One last thing that I have for you guys is I have mailed you all something. So be on the lookout. I would say probably give it a week or two and it'll be to you. So make sure you check your actual mail, not your email. So hopefully your addresses were correct in PowerSchool. I hope. If you are moving, just let me know and I can maybe send something else out to you. So just make sure that you watch for your mail. And again, like I said, I'm going to miss you guys tremendously. And I'm so sad that we couldn't say goodbye in person. But definitely come back and visit me. And when I get my yearbook, I expect a signature from every single one of you. Okay. All right, guys. If there are no other questions, I will see you guys next year. And again, check PowerSchool for your grades on Monday. Bye, guys.